President Uhuru Kenyatta, in a raw expression of anger, once again hit out at politicians, especially those from his central Kenya backyard engaged in 2022 election campaigns, saying he will not sit by as they undermined his leadership in what appeared to be a thinly veiled attack on leaders allied to Deputy President William Ruto, and which he delivered in his native Kikuyu language. Kenyatta affirmed he was still firmly in control of the presidency. NTV's political affairs reporter Kennedy Mureithi was at the meeting and reports that the daggers have been drawn amid rising tensions and apparent cracks within the ruling party, with the president's supporters and those of his deputy pulling in different directions.
President Uhuru Kenyatta's raw anger manifested today at the annual Akorino meeting at the Kasarani Gymnasium. In an unerring dress down to MPs from his Mount Kenya backyard, the president was reading the Riot Act to politicians who he accuses of abdicating their responsibilities to the people. President Kenyatta, who was the chief guest at the event and who spoke in his native Kikuyu language, said some politicians from the region had chosen 2022 politics instead of heeding to his calls to shun politics.
No more than a guganadali and arugaito, Nanogo the Oroka Guitona Neguirado. Mecoreno to Duleta Toreta Siasa Matigesi de Kekiao. Matigesi de Kehe Natoigua Namatiko Dogamia Barabara de Zoda Keda area de Gukinya.
President Kenyatta, who has been quiet for some time as his deputy made inroads in the Mount Kenya region and won support from a handful of politicians and residents from the region, had some choice words for the politicians, whom he described as being driven by selfish motives in their engagement in constant politicking. Kenyatta says the same politicians hitting at him in their weekend political meetings, dubbed developmental tours, used his name to win the positions they now hold. He said he will not hesitate to bring them down, as he still was the region's supremo. President Kenyatta now wants them to go back to their core mandate, that of working for the people, using the National Government Constituency Development Fund, instead of engaging in endless political rhetoric in the company of Deputy President William Ruto.
Mundu agikoro we mweshimiwa shoka gecagi gwaku wake shukuru wekirira andu thitima na mbeca irio hetwo tiga guko guthiuruka ugitwiraga uri ukaneneha gutire kundu ugathie utari na andu aya.
He once again affirmed his presidency, insisting anybody who thought otherwise was in for a rude shock.
No umere wa Jomo no erugamirire na ni arugamirire bururi na gutira kindu gya kumakia mundu.
DP Ruto sat pretty as the president vented out his anger to politicians allied to him. Occasionally, he got translations from some who sat next to him. When it was time for Ruto to speak, he praised the president, saying he would work closely with him to deliver on their manifesto.
Wewe ulinichagua nikawa naibu yako. Mimi, Mheshimiwa Rais, I want to say I thank you very much for making me the person that I am today.
Na kama tutaenda kwa mambo ya referendum, mimi nataka rais, na hiyo ni opinion yangu, mimi naomba rais kwa ile referendum, kama ni ya ukweli, yeye bado ni kijana, ni miaka 56, ajiuzulu akiwa na miaka 60. Tuongezee rais mmoja mwingine, Kenya iende mbele.
According to some politicians allied to President Uhuru Kenyatta, they do believe that these are the first steps he is making in an effort to consolidate the Mount Kenya bloc that has for some time now been considered as politically fatherless. Kennedy Mureithi, NTV at the Kasarani Gymnasium in Nairobi County.